Hello everyone, selection sort. Now that we know everything about the theory, let's write down some code. We will begin by creating an array again. Let's name it my array. And I will use the same elements as the previous example. Then we will need a for loop. I will take the I as a variable, and then we need then a print line. Then we need my array, and the element I. And let's separate them with a comma. Now we need a swap function, a swap method. In order to do that, we will write down a public static void swap method, and the reason that we create a static method is because it is outside the main method, and in order to be able to be called, it needs to be static. As parameters, we will take an array and two integers. Let's name them I and j. And now, to begin with, we will examine if the left, this one, the left element, I, is equal to the right element, the element j. If that's our case, then you can imagine what happens. We just return, because we would like to keep the algorithm stable. So if we happen to check two equal values, for example 9 and 9, I don't want these two values to be swapped. That's what this block of code does. And then it will save in a temporary variable the element, the integer I, the integer that it is in the position I, and then I have saved this integer. Now what I do is, in this position, remember, I have saved the value of this position here, and I will change the value of this position with the other one, with the right one, with the j, and then I will write down the value of I, which I have stored here in this temp variable, at the variable j, at the position j. And this is our swap method. Now let's go and write down another method, the method that we need, and we will call it public static void selection sort. And it will have an array. We will take an array which hopefully will be sorted after the method is called. Let's see what we need here. Exactly what we said in our theory. We begin with a for loop that will traverse from the last element. This is the last element of the array, until the start of the array. The start of the array is simple until the pointer hits the first element. It needs to be bigger than the 0 element. And then we will reduce the I in order to meet the start of the array. Now here we will create a variable largest, and here we will store the largest value that will be swapped every time. And let's write down the second for method, the second for loop, which will traverse the array not from the end to the start, but from the start to the end, and it will start from element 1, and you will see why. Or you can just imagine why, because we have stored the value 0 to the largest, and the first item that we will be compared, it will be this one. So until it reaches, or we will name it J and J here, and we will say we have here our integer J that starts at 1, and we will say it will start counting from the start of the array until it reaches this element, and this element is here, the element that will be decremented in every loop. And then you just increment it by 1. Now inside this for loop, we just write an if statement, and we say if the first element that we examine is greater than the element that is in this position, the largest position, then you already know what will happen here. The largest will take the value of J, and then the moment that we are outside of this loop, the largest is at its correct position. Then we use the swap method that we have written before, and we say the array is our array. Then we want to swap the largest with the other element, which is the I, and this is it. This is our method. Let's see what happens if we try to sort our array. Let's save them with Ctrl and C, and now we'll have an array which is unsorted. And let's see what happens if we write the selection sort method that we have written, and we will take my array as a parameter. Then we save, Ctrl S, and then we run it. And as you can see, our array is now sorted. Let's see it again. Let's take a moment, take a big breath, and examine one more time our code. Now I want you to have inside your head what we did say in our theory part. First of all, we need an array. Here we have the array. Then we just write a for loop, because we want to traverse the whole loop, the whole array, and see if it is sorted. For example, if I copy this code, paste it here, and then I will create a space between them, the array will be first unsorted. Let's write it also down, but this will be a sorted version. The first one will be, the first line will be the unsorted, and the second one will be the sorted. And as you can see, this doesn't look great. Let's do it like this. Make it a little bigger. Here we have our array which is unsorted here, and then the sorted version is this one. So the for loop here is just to print down our array. Then we go and create a swap method. We need the swap method to swap the two elements. What we do here is we say as parameters we will take an array and two indexes, the index I and the index j. Then we start and we say I want to keep the algorithm as an in-place algorithm, and what that means is the elements that are identical, they are the same, will stay at its at their original position. For example, if I meet a 9 and then another 9, they will stay as they are. They won't. I will not switch their position. So return if they are the same, and then we say I want a temporary variable, and I will save the value that is at this position, at the position I, inside the temp. Then I don't need anymore this position I, because I have its value here, and I swap the value of the position I with the value of the position j. Now the position j has the same value as the position I, so I can here swap the position j with the temporary value of the temp that I have saved before. And if we do that, we swap the two values, and the element that was in the position I has now the value of the position j, and the element that was at the position j has now the position of the element I. And then we create another method, the main method selection sort. Here we need just an array as parameter, the array that we want to sort. We start by creating an outer loop, and the outer loop just begins from the end of our array, the last element. Remember, we start counting from 0 in the arrays, and it goes down until it reaches the start of the array. And then we create a variable largest, and we need an inside loop, an inside for loop, inner for loop here, which will start from the start of the array and will reach the last element, this element. So it starts from the first element, second actually, and it reaches the largest element, the last element here, which is decremented in every round, in every loop. And it checks, is this element, the element I, bigger than the largest? And if so, then it saves the value of the current value of j inside the variable largest, and then it repeats. So we start here, we check these two. If this is bigger than that one, then we swap, and then it goes further. And then at the end of every loop we have the largest element here, then it decrements and goes here. Then we start again from the start until we reach this element, which will be the largest element. Then we decrement here, and then we start again from the start until this element. Then we decrement here, and again until the array is sorted. It sounds like a lot of work to do, and it is a lot of work to do, because it is O to the n square time complexity algorithm, which is a pretty bad algorithm speed. And then once we are here, once we are out of the loop, the largest is at its correct position, and then we swap it, and that's why these two elements are swapped every time. And here you can also write down the j. Instead of I, it won't change the code. Let's run it again. It works both ways. I hope that you enjoyed the video.